have,
Oops. I just hit record.
that's okay. All right. So I pared it down to 4 decks for you guys to choose from today. These are the 4 decks that wanted to come out and play. Because I have an obscene amount of Oracle decks and apps on my phone, and I have a little bit of an obsession, but it's okay. So today you can choose from the Mystical Shaman, which is has sort of a Native American type artwork. You can choose from Whispers of Healing, which is really nice. Cards all geared toward healing of various sorts. Sacred Spirit, because I know you love this one, Brenda. And Fairy Wisdom. Okay, so those are the 4 decks we have today. And I've already cleared my decks and given them an initial shuffle and called in the spirits of Archangel Michael and our children to help me with the cards. So what we'll do is just take a second, take a deep breath, kind of clear your mind, and then start thinking about what you'd like to know from the cards today. Sometimes when I draw for myself, I will ask a specific question. And sometimes I'll just say, what do I need to know right now for my highest good? So if you don't have a specific question, you can just revert to that and say, let me know what I need to know for my highest good, or what do I need to know for my highest good today? And so what we'll do is I'll just go through and I'll start to shuffle the deck you choose. You can tell me when you feel like I should stop shuffling. And if you listen, your kids will tell you when you should tell me to stop shuffling. And I'll ask you if you want me to cut the deck or not. And then we'll draw your card. I will keep track of who draws from which deck and which cards, and I'll post pictures of the cards and the actual excerpts from the guidebooks in the group for you ladies. So you'll be able to go back and look at what was actually said or what the cards said, so you can ruminate on the meanings. Might not hit you right this minute what it means, but it might hit you tonight while you're having a snack or whatever. So I'll post everything in the group so everybody can go back and look. I don't know. I'm a very visual person, and I like to be able to go back and reread things. And you can't do that if we only stick to just me giving you the descriptions here in the videos. So with that all said, who would like to go first? Okay, Christine, which deck would you like to have?
That pretty one with the purple and the pinks. I think it was the healing one, the second one.
The Whispers of Healing.
Yeah.
Okay, this one.
That one, yes.
Okay, Whispers of Healing. Okay, formulate your question, think about what you'd like to know, and let me know when to stop shuffling. And you got a jumper, but let me know when you want me to stop shuffling, and we'll go from there.
Okay, you can stop.
Okay, and do you want me to cut the deck?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. So, interesting. This is so interesting, Christine. I'm going to show you the card that I drew for you first, which is Strength.
Oh,
Look
that's
at that. It has this beautiful, beautiful tiger and with fairy. Let me jot down your deck, Christine. 46, 22, healing. Okay, and then, okay, so that card is Strength, is the card. And it says, unexpected change can leave you feeling unstable, anxious, and unclear of what to do next or what is most important right now. This is a normal human response. To reclaim your life and tap into your wisdom, connect to the strength of your heart and mind. Inner strength is the resilient certainty that comes forth when you believe in yourself. Your strength shows up in different ways, such as willpower, positive attitude, trust, and self-reliance. It is the encouraging reflection and appraisal of yourself that makes you feel moral, competent, and bold. The things you do to create inner peace can also help you find strength. Affirm your spiritual values, spend time out in nature, do something to nurture yourself, take time away from your work. What you feed your mind, either knowingly or unknowingly, impacts on how you connect to others, to the world, and to yourself. Until you train your mind, you will go through life unable to access your greatest potential, power, and well-being. A fairy rides on the back of a tiger moth. The tiger is associated with strength, passion, ferocity, beauty, and speed. The tiger moth effortlessly carries the fairy over the challenges below. This is the way your power will carry you over and through anything happening at present. You are stronger than you realize. You can handle this. Now, what's so interesting, because I know that you've been studying, and your jumper card is number 22, which is breath.
Yeah.
Breathe. Sorry, breathe. So that's very interesting to me that breathe jumped out for you. And this says, when negativity surrounds you, create a space where you can take a few minutes of reprieve to regain rationality. Close your eyes and take a slow, deliberate breath. Visualize love and positive energy coming to you with each breath in. Imagine you are releasing fear every time you exhale. Take a moment now to practice breathing techniques. This can help you feel replenished. With effort, try to make your breaths a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. Longer, deeper breaths have a direct effect on your nervous system. It is human to take shallow breaths when you are in tense situations. Feel how much healing you can experience by being mindful of your breathing. Mermaids and mammals in the ocean must surface to take a breath. This card comes as a perfectly timed reminder for you to stop for breath. When you learn to take long, slow, deep breaths, life takes on a new quality. You will be more able to appreciate the beauty around you. The mermaid reaches for the surface of the ocean just as you reach to break the surface of old patterns. You can transform an aspect of your life by slowing down and breathing deeply. As you read this message, did you take a deep breath into your stomach and slowly release it? If not, do so now.
Perfect.
Yeah, that couldn't be a more perfect jumper card for you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for you ladies who aren't familiar with oracle cards, what happens when you're shuffling a deck? If one of the cards jumps out of the deck, so to speak, while you're shuffling, that card always sort of takes precedence over the card that you choose, because that's a card that spirit is literally flinging it out of the deck and saying, this is the one you need. It may not be the card that you would select, but it's a card that spirit selects for you. So typically when I do card pulls, I will always do the jumper card and then the card that you select.
Thank you so much, Kathy.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, who's next? Okay, Debbie, which deck? Oh, you'll have to unmute.
Yeah. The fairy one, please. The last one, the last deck.
The fairy one, okay?
Yes, please.
I love that deck. It has really great artwork and I love fairies. Okay, so think of your question, formulate it in your mind, and let me know when to stop shuffling.
Yes. Could you please stop? Thank you.
Okay, and do you want me to cut the deck?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, Debbie, you got Home Sweet Home, which is this
Yes.
cute mermaid with a little shell home. So let's see. And that's number 64 in case you have the numerical signs that come through for you, if that 64 means anything specific. Okay, Home Sweet Home. And the key word for this is the return. There are 3 levels to this card. Number 1, this card is about returning to your roots. This may involve a trip to your childhood home or to a relative's. It involves thinking about old memories from the past and perhaps releasing those that are not so good. Age and life bring more understanding to events that happened in the past. The lessons are now easier to understand and to absorb. Number 2, this card also refers to the home where you now live. If you are not comfortable where you are living, then start looking around for a new home or start to do the things to your home to make it more comfortable. It may be time to do a little repair or decorating, freshen things up a bit. And number 3, for those who are ready to hear it, this card is about awareness. Awareness in this sense is about reaching that point in your spirituality when you suddenly feel your connection to the one source. This is when you truly understand that you are connected to spirit and always have been and always will be. It's the knowing that you are part of something much greater than just your physical being here on earth. It is a knowing that goes to the core of your being. You have an integral role in all of existence. Once you begin to understand your own divinity, you begin to be kinder and to live life fuller and to be grateful for all that comes into your life. This card says that we all go home when our voyage on earth is finished. This is not a card about death and makes no predictions of such. It simply asks you to recognize your divine self. With this recognition comes a peace unlike any you have ever known. It is as if you have been absorbed into the glowing white energy of creation. Although we all go back to the source when we leave our physical body, we do not lose our individuality. So do not fear this happening. Be in peace. Be comforted in the knowledge that you always have a home awaiting you. And the chant or mantra for this card is I am, I have always been, I always will be, and so it is. And the action is to tap your heels together 3 times today. So I guess kind of like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz.
Beautiful.
And does that card make sense for you, Debbie?
Yes, it
Oh,
does.
good,
It
good,
does.
good.
Really totally resonate with me right now.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, ladies, who's next?
Thank you.
Anybody? Anybody? Okay, Miss
Yeah.
Peggy. Which deck?
Hi, everybody. How about the let's do the fairies.
The fairies?
That's the big one. Yeah.
Okay, Peggy. Formulate your question and tell me when to stop shuffling.
Okay, stop.
Okay, and do you want me to cut the deck?
No cuts today.
No cuts today, brave lady. Okay. Ooh, you got number 43.
43.
Autumn. Autumn is what you got. So, all right, fairy. And she's pretty, but she's got on a bikini. That's not very autumnish, is it?
That's pretty funny.
A little bit cold for autumn. Okay, Peggy, the key word for this card is releasing. In the autumn, the fairies dash about checking to make sure all the leaves are falling. Sometimes a leaf needs a little nudge and the fairies are happy to oblige. The fairies have a lot to do before they can rest in winter. For us humans, autumn is about letting go. Just like the trees retract their sap in winter, we retract our energy. The autumn card tells you to store your energy up for yourself right now. Feel your energies beginning to collect around you and pull them inward close to your body. Conserve energy. If you have drawn this card, you are being told to let go of the old habits and ideas that tend to take up energy that can be better used elsewhere. It is a time of sorting, a time to release old stuff and to see what is truly precious to you and what you really want to keep in your life. This may be a time of weeding out so that you can do the prep work for a new project in your life. If your energy feels lower, don't panic. Flow with nature's cycles and rest and relax. Autumn offers us magical qualities that inspire reflection and thinking. Go deeper down into your roots to reflect on where your life is going and where you want it to go. It is also a good time to do some writing or journaling. This may be a day for you to just curl up under a quilt with a good movie and a cup of hot tea. So the mantra for this card is, I go to that deep place within myself. I experience moving down into my center of being. A deep calmness fills my body and soul. I am still yet very much alive. I feel my heart beating in a strong, steady rhythm. I am here for myself, so be it. And your action is follow the wind today.
That's perfect. Boy, if that
And-
doesn't fit, I don't know what does.
Really? Is that one good for you?
Definitely. Definitely.
And there's a lot of good movies on to choose from right now. Peggy, I don't know about you, but I don't know about y'all. I'm like a Hallmark Lifetime, whatever Christmas movie girl. So yeah, there's a lot going on at Kathy's house right now in the sappy movie department.
Yeah, I'm actually at my daughter's and we've been watching movies all day yesterday, so
Oh,
this is
good.
what we're doing. But thank you. Thank
Oh,
you
you're
so much.
welcome. Okay, next. Okay, Rita, which one?
I want the fairy one too. That's why I figured I'd better go ahead and say something.
Okay, the fairy one too. Formulate your question and let me know when to stop.
Okay.
And you got a jumper too.
Oh, boy. You can stop if you didn't already. I don't know if you.
Okay.
Okay,
And
stop.
do you want to cut?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So the card we drew for you is number 3, Bad Dragon.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Let's see. I'm not sure I've ever had that card come up in a reading, so I'm not sure what that one says. Bad Dragon.
Mhm. Wait,
Okay. The key word for this card is judgment. The bad dragon card indicates that you or someone else is being chastised. Look within. Is it you judging yourself, a situation, or someone else? View a situation from all sides and ask what lesson it has for you. Release all judgment of yourself or another or a particular situation. For who are you to judge? You draw to yourself the events of your life. You alone must take responsibility for everything that happens in your life. All is but a lesson, so focus on what you have learned. Be easier on yourself and others. After all, even a dragon can have a bad day once in a while. What lessons have you brought into your life? Happiness? Sadness? Is it through your own powers of it is through your own powers of manifestation that you create your reality. Your thought patterns and corresponding actions are responsible for your world. What you have thought and done in the past has manifested in the present. So, what do you want to change in your present life? What do you want to manifest into your future? Can you see that your life is a story in which you get to write the text page and the next page and the page after that? The past is just a lesson to learn from. Take the information you've acquired and move forward. Leave any fears, guilt, or anger behind. And the mantra is, I ask in the name of Spirit that I be gifted with the insight and knowledge that will keep me on my spiritual path. I ask for help in dealing with all that happens in my life and the ability to learn from it. I ask for guidance that I not be judgmental. Life is but a lesson that leads me to spirit, so be it. And the action is let yourself off the hook. This is let yourself off the hook day.
Mhm.
Okay. And then the jumper card that you got was number 60, which is air element. And the message for that, the key word is wind. Feel the wind on a blustery day as it blows directly into your face and whips your hair into a backward stream. Notice what it feels like as it hits the different areas of your body. Feel how its current moves around your body and blows your clothing about. Hear it. Sometimes it seems as if the wind is voicing to you a stream of words as it roars past. There is a mighty presence in the wind, a great force. You can feel it as you brace yourself for its impact. This power is there for you to harness. Imagine yourself one with the wind, bolstered by its energy. Next time there is a strong wind, slip outside and just run with it. I've watched my cat do this, and it seems as if she is in a whole other state of being when she runs with the wind. She is exhilarated. Animals, like fairies, instinctively know just what to do. What would you like the wind to blow to you? Where would you like it to blow you to? The wind is a perfect example of the incredible power of the universe. And the mantra is, oh, ever powerful wind, embrace me in your roiling midst. Whisper the ancient words of magic in my ears that I may harness your strength and power. In your billowing arms, bring me to my good. So be it. And the action is make a pinwheel today.
Hmm. Those are both really fitting.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Good, good. That's interesting. Go outside and run around. The wind blows enough where you live.
I don't know about running, but I'll go out and stand in it.
You won't have to wait. You won't have to wait long for the wind.
Yeah.
Okay, next. All right, Miss Brenda,
My favorite deck.
the Sacred Spirit. Sacred Spirit. Okay. This is one of my favorites too because I love the artwork on it. It's the one with the tree of life on the back. All right, formulate your question and tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay, do you want to cut?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, you got number 35, spiritual evolution. Set your heart free. Okay. And somehow I think you've had this card before on a reading from this deck. Okay. Forgiveness and compassion is needed now. Set your heart free. Expansion goes together with spiritual evolution. Without the process of expansion, one cannot evolve spiritually. Expanding the heart and mind allows you to live a more wholesome and loving life with compassion, tolerance, and acceptance. There is no denying that learning through life experiences, good and bad experiences alike, encourages soul growth on a positive level. Like a caterpillar to butterfly, individuals must go through their own transformations if they wish to excel, achieve, or move forward in life. Seeking something better in the future requires a little faith in yourself. You can't always have everything straight away. Long-lasting success takes time to build. Evolving the spirit requires an individual to empty their spiritual backpack, taking out and removing experiences that are holding you back in life, healing past issues, addressing karmic imbalances, and creating a balanced mind and body are all part of this process. Evolving the spirit takes time. It is a gradual process in which you need to do the work on yourself to achieve long-lasting effects. Right now, forgiveness is required if you wish to move forward in life. Sometimes you must accept an apology you may never receive. Forgiveness will set your heart free from an invisible control that has been existent over this situation. Forgiveness does not mean you will forget what has occurred. It means that you can live without it controlling your life any longer. Remove any past emotional and physical ties that are no longer serving you in the here and now with love and gratitude, for that has brought you to this point in life where you are ready to change and let go of the past. Open your heart to your soul's calling. Your soul is calling you to be free. So the shadow aspects of this card are stagnation, condemnation, and repetition. The sacred crystal for this is Tibetan quartz. And the angel that you would call on for assistance with this is guardian angel Samuel. And he covers health, energy, vitality, and healing from trauma. And your affirmation is, as my love and experience grows, the consciousness of my spirit evolves.
With everything that happened yesterday, that is pinpoint.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you have some hot post-holiday drums?
No, we found out my sister had passed away.
Oh,
But it
Brenda, I
it
am so sorry for your pain.
It happened. We just found out yesterday, but it happened in 2022.
Oh my gosh, Brenda. Wow.
The drama that went along with it and all the family crap and everything. That card was pinpoint.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would definitely be a bitter pill to swallow to know that that happened and you weren't
We
told
all
for a
just found
year.
out, and her daughters didn't even know.
Wow.
Yeah.
My gosh. I am so
Pinpoint
sorry
on
that happened
today.
to you. Uh all right, ladies, who's next? Okay, Lauren.
The third deck.
The fairy deck, okay. All right, formulate your question and let me know when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Okay, and do you want me to cut?
Yeah, cut.
Okay. All right, you got number 22, Blue Fairy.
Okay.
All right, let me see. And I'm trying to jot down so I don't lose myself because my memory is not what it should be. I can remember stupid stuff, but other stuff just leaves my brain. Okay, Blue Fairy. And the keyword for this card, Lauren, is love. Here is the Blue Fairy who offers up the message of love and peace. She demonstrates the need for quiet within our daily lives. She shows us that through calmness, we realize our connection to spirit. This connection is always with us. Concentrate on this cobalt blue and feel what it does to your inner body. Imagine a blue crystal deep within your heart that resonates to all that is through the vibration of love. You are connected to all creation and to the hearts of all beings through a beautiful crystal blue gridwork of light. Feel the oneness of all that is. Sense the infinite being of your soul. Can you feel your problems shrinking in size? Feel your own divinity. Allow your creativity to flow. With the oneness comes true understanding of the greater mysteries of life. They all come down to one thing: infinite love. The mantra for this card is, I am united in spirit with all creation. I am a divine piece of the whole. Infinite love surrounds me. It runs through me and flows out to all that is. Infinite love enfolds me, and in it I am safe. So be it. And your action is wear something blue today. That's a good card.
Yeah, that's kind of perfect. And the number 22 as well.
Yeah, good. I'm glad that resonates for you. And I'm always, everybody who knows me knows I'm always a fan. When blue is a choice, always choose blue.
Nicholas's color is blue and my daughter's number is 22.
Oh, that's good. That's perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
thank you.
Okay, who's next? Okay, Kimberly. Which deck would you like?
Do you have one that's for health and healing? Close to it?
The Sacred Spirit would probably be
Okay.
that. The Whispers of Healing is although Whispers of Healing is really, it's for healing of all kinds. So either
Okay.
one of those.
Let's do the Whispers of Healing.
Okay, Whispers of Healing. All right, formulate your thought and let me know when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Okay, and do you want me to cut?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you got number 25, learning. Okay. As humans, we are perpetually learning and growing. Learning to handle emotions comes from attentiveness. Managing stress, anxiety, and anger is a learned skill. Understand what sets off your distress or anger. Choose how you will respond to your triggers more effectively. Persist with this approach until it becomes an automatic response. You may feel you are resistant to learning the lesson at hand. The reasons for resistance vary. It may be stubbornness, habit, or a self-destructive pattern. During times of conflict, your lesson may be more crisis-oriented. You may be in denial about something in your life. It can be hard to face your fears and admit weakness. Issues may build to a point where you need to address your reactions. Be honest with yourself. Are you in an addictive cycle? Are you accepting responsibility for your role in this situation? You may need an outside source to help you break out of a pattern. Once you recognize an unhealthy pattern, you can learn how to improve your existing situation. Try new approaches and be open to not knowing what will happen next. Ask to learn this lesson with grace. A child holds a single stalk of wheat with a ladybug on it. Wheat denotes the use of caution and wisdom. The child studies the ladybug to learn what she is going to do. The ladybug represents delight and a knowing that cannot be taught. Can you remember how you were as a child? Children are often able to create exactly what they want through positive thinking, resourcefulness, and persistence. Throughout life, you have learned to doubt and fear. Be like a child, willing to learn and in awe of the world around you. The butterflies in this picture are symbols of transformation. If you are willing to work on this situation, transformation is inevitable. The prevalence of green means healing and abundance are not far from you.
I think that's pretty applicable to the path I'm on now.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, it can and that can, that can apply for emotional healing,
Yeah.
physical healing, um a lot of different things. And I like that the prevalence of green, and the card is really, really green.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of healing there, and that can mean physical healing, physical abundance.
I've
So
had a lot of time.
get you back on both feet, girl.
Well, I've had a lot of time to think while I'm sitting, and so that's brought around a lot of turmoil and questioning things. And I'm running different scenarios through, and I'm trying to realize I can't do anything. Let's just cut it. Cut that cord, get rid of it, put it in the back, stop being angry. So it's not just a leg thing here. Maybe there's a whole lot going on here that was meant to be. So
Well, good. I'm glad that resonates for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, who's next? Okay, Patty, which deck would you like?
The fairy one?
Okay. All righty. Formulate your question or your thought and let me know when to stop shuffling.
Okay,
Okay, and do you want me to cut the deck?
yes.
All right. Ooh, you got 46, which is trouble.
Uh-oh.
Trouble. And
My
that
middle name.
there's a little fairy in the back of that one wearing combat boots. So
Oh.
let's see what you got going on here, Patty.
Hmm.
Okay, trouble. The key word for this card is honesty. This card is telling you to keep your eyes open and your ears alert. Someone is not being as honest with you as they can be. This can be in business affairs or in a relationship. There is a stretching of the truth or a covering up of facts. You are likely to find out too late unless you pay attention. Bring your intuition into play and combine it with fact finding. No one can keep the wool over your eyes for very long. This card is also asking that you be scrupulous with your own words and deeds. Remember that what you send out is what you get back. This is the law of the universe. Be honest with yourself. Trouble can almost always be avoided by paying attention, choosing your actions and words wisely, and by listening to your higher self. Ask the fairies and angels to help you tap into your highest and best energy. Remember, you do not need to draw negative situations into your life. Choose to bring joyful and positive situations instead. Sometimes the best action can simply be no action. And the mantra for this card is truth is within me. Honest people surround me. I am guided in all things to the perfect course of action. My word is bountiful and I work with the tool of attraction. So be it. And your action is stir things up today.
Oh. Mm. Very good. That's I will take that advice.
Okay.
It's
So
very
that
good.
could and the stir things up. I don't know. For me, that could be like stir up cookies. It doesn't say what kinds of things to stir up.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe
like
stir
that
up some
too.
cake.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, that's a good one. And that's a really cool purple card. You guys will see all the
I
colors
love
when we
purple.
post the pictures. Yeah, purple is Sophie's favorite color
That's
too.
one
And
of
that all the
It's my
all the
favorite
fairy
too.
all the fairy stuff is purple and black on that one.
Mhm. Thank you, Kathy.
Okay. All right. Who's next? Got Andrea and Kathy left. Okay, Miss Andrea, which deck?
Sorry, I jumped in a little
Oh,
late, so I don't know what.
you jumped. Okay, that's okay. We've got Sacred Spirit. We've got the Fairy Wisdom. Fairy Wisdom. We've also got Whispers of Healing and Mystical Shaman.
Let's do the last one, Mystical Shaman.
The Mystical Shaman. Okay. All right. Just formulate your thought or your question in your mind and let me know when you want me to stop shuffling.
You can stop.
Okay. And do you want me to cut the deck?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And you got number 22, The Ghost Dance. That's a really cool card. I love the art. This is one of my favorite decks for the artwork. I love the messages, but the artworks are special. Okay. The ghost dance. The ghost dance of the American Plains Indians unites the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. The ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. Step into the abundance that is offered to you, receive the gifts of those that have come before you, and write a new story for your life. If you are trapped in a vicious cycle of nostalgia, mourning a lost youth, or opportunities missed, it is time to make an altar for the ancestors. Collect a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, and open the windows of your house to release them to their destiny and to the wind. Be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime, as the people we loved or hurt have a way of reappearing in our lives. There is no learning for you there anymore. Does that
Boy,
resonate for you,
boy, howdy.
Andrea?
That's deep. Yeah, actually, my husband and I have been talking about generational trauma and how we want it to stop with us.
Well, there you have it.
being
Spirit wants it to stop for you too.
Yep.
you're the generational curse breaker. It's a long road
Yep.
to hold, but a lot of us that are here are the generational curse breakers. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
deep.
Gives you something to think about for sure, right?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
would get that altar set up and do that ritual, Andrea, like stat.
And
Yep.
you missed when I mentioned this at the beginning, Andrea. I'm going to post the picture of each card and the accompanying messages in the group for everybody, so everybody can go back
Thank
and
you.
look over the cards and the messages
Thank you.
that they got without having to rewatch the video.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you. Thank you.
Miss Kathy, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, which card are you having?
The wisdoms of healing.
The Whispers of Healing.
Whispers.
Okay. All righty. Formulate your thought or your question and let me know when to stop.
Okay, stop,
Okay, and do you want me to cut?
please.
Okay. You got number 39, choice. And she's blowing bubbles, really pretty bubbles. You've been blowing bubbles lately?
No. Actually, the
Okay.
kids have, but not me. It's interesting.
Okay, choice. Somewhere along the way, you have given up your right to decide. This can happen for many reasons. You may have quit making choices under the pretext of being agreeable or putting someone else's needs before your own. It may be that decision making is too overwhelming right now. You have so many options. Each choice you make can take you closer or further from your desires, so it is imperative that you start exercising your power of choice. If you feel confused about a decision, evaluate what is going on. Come up with a list of possible outcomes. Make your list as long and as elaborate as you need. Ask yourself what is blocking your ability to decide. Are you trying to please someone else? Are you afraid of making a wrong choice? Choosing not to decide is a choice. Decide to make healthy choices that meet your needs and desires. A fairy blows iridescent bubbles filled with possibilities. Bubbles represent hope, wishes, dreams, and the array of choices you have in front of you. Bubbles may also indicate a need to raise awareness, as there are extraordinary moments of magic appearing to you. The bubbles also represent happiness, amusement, and the innocence of childhood. The castle in one bubble represents your home or feelings of safety and security. The Pegasus is a symbol for rising above difficulties. The Pegasus is a guardian. Its appearance here is an acknowledgement that you are supported in your resolve. Once you begin to make choices for yourself, it will become easier and easier to choose what you love.
Yeah, I gotta make a choice. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay,
Fine.
Nikki, are you gonna have
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, which deck do you want?
The shaman deck, I'm told to shuffle 5, split into 3, pull off the top from the middle.
Okay.
I got
One.
explicit instruction on that.
That doesn't surprise me. 2. This is a big old fat deck. It's hard for my little hands to shuffle this one. 3. 4.
See what they're gonna call me out on this time.
5. All right, split 3. Top of the middle.
Yep.
Number 24, the Heart of the Sky, which is a really cool looking card. Okay. The Heart of the Sky. All right. The heart of the sky is the love force that made all creation possible. This same force is present when you create with originality, when you bring formlessness to form or inspired ideas to expression. This primeval force does not know good or bad. It is up to us to provide the clear intention that will guide it to manifest. The heart of the sky helps us call in beauty from the invisible world and birth it in the world of matter. The heart of the sky brings you a sacred reminder. You are a channel for the original energy of creation. Become the paintbrush, the canvas, and the artist, all guided by the heart of the sky. Set your intention ethically and clearly, and allow the universe to take care of the details. You may feel responsible for everything and everyone. Perhaps you think you have to do it all alone. This takes you into a dark hole where you lose trust in the natural order of the cosmos. Shed your lofty sense of duty and recognize that this is a false prison of your own making. You can open the door and set yourself free in an instant.
So as before you read the last part, when you were like, you are a channel of blah, 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 I was like, well, that's a heavy fucking responsibility. And then they immediately chastised me for thinking it's a heavy sense of responsibility.
There you have it, sister.
I've also been getting 24 the past week as a guidance number. So I looked it up since it came in, and it says 24 angel number means the road to success is just in front of you. Your angels are sending you messages of encouragement so you can put one foot in front of the other. This number has a lot of energy around balance, harmony, partnership, stability, protection, passion, and clear-headed direction. So apparently there's something I'm supposed to be coming to fruition that has not quite made it to fruition yet.
It's on its way.
Interesting. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, angels. So,
all right. Okay, so I'm gonna draw one group card now. And I'm gonna draw the group card from the Mystical Shaman, and then Nikki can do the closeout. Actually, I'm gonna draw the group card from Sacred Spirit. It's telling me to do Sacred Spirit. Okay, so I'll draw one card for everybody, and I hope these messages resonated for you ladies. And if they didn't resonate today, they might tomorrow, or the next day, or you might next week. You might be shopping, and it'll hit you, and you'll go, "Oh my God, that's exactly what the card said," because that happens to me frequently. So I hope they resonate with you at some point, and thank you for allowing me to do this for you. Um, okay, the Sacred Spirit card for the group is number 14, Energy Signature. And the tag for this card is the past is in the present. Expose what has been hidden. Understand that everything is energy. The air we breathe, the elements, emotions, sounds, animals, people, our thoughts, all of this is energy. Quantum physics seeks to explain these phenomena. Dense or heavier energy can be felt by a human being's normal senses. Most people will already understand what it feels like to walk in a room where an argument has just taken place. Filled with an unseen tension, people react to these sensations, perhaps with an immediate awkwardness or a feeling that they need to vacate the building. As people progress through life, familiar experiences such as patterned behaviors become more clear and evident as you pay attention to the energy of the environment, people, social gatherings, events, and places around you. It is up to you, though, to be proactive with this sense of inner vision. Often you may find yourself saying, "I have felt this before," or "I recognize this, but I'm not sure why." Currently, you are being asked to read the energy of this issue and the people surrounding these circumstances. You must shine a spotlight and use all of your senses to remove these masks and expose the energy that is being hidden from you. Not only will you identify insincere and dishonest people, you will begin to understand patterns that you have created in your life that aren't serving you to the fullest. Right now, you must use your sensory and intuitive intelligence for answers. You have experienced this type of energy before, but you must ask, what is it? When recognized, you can adapt and modify your behaviors and actions accordingly to avoid unnecessary arguments, tensions, and toxic situations in your social, work, or family environments. When practiced, reading the energy signatures of your environment becomes a built-in intuitive warning system. Prior to an issue occurring, you have the possibility of avoiding explosive exchanges, accidents, conflict, or confrontation as it becomes in line with your fight or flight response, creating self-awareness and energetic resilience. So the shadow aspect for this is fear-mongering, secrecy, and escapism. The sacred crystal is a blue lace agate. And for angelic assistance, we call on Archangel Gabriel for clear communication, music, and creative writing. And the affirmation for this card is, I remove the illusion that hides the truth. The answer is before me.
Nice. So that card basically sums up why we cut cords, why it's important to check in on your energetic vibration. And it even goes into, and I don't know if we've talked about it in this program, but you guys that have worked with me before have heard me talk about nervous system regulation and dysregulation, and where your trigger points are with fight or flight, where your window of tolerance is. We talked about in the last class, in the last pop-up class, where you have overstimulation, understimulation that are both fight or flight, and then a window of tolerance. So as you check in with your vibration, you can check in with the physical sensation within your body as well. And you can start to really see how the energy, how the environment, all of these things start to play into the patterns that go into your triggered self, right? Or if you're living in a constant state of dysregulation, and what you need to work with to regulate the nervous system. So I love that card because it really goes into kind of like the mind, body, spirit aspect. It's talking about a lot of different things that we talk about all in one. So it's a perfect closeout card, truly, because it reiterates every single thing that we talk about with cord cutting, calling our power back, grounding, breath work, somatic healing, identifying your behavior patterns, other behavior patterns, thinking patterns, thought patterns, because all of those things, when we work on all of those things, that's where you find optimal healing at. It's not just connection with your kid. It's not just, you know, breath work. It's not just, you know, energy clearing. It's not just neuro linguistic programming with your words. It's literally all of the above has to encompass if you want like true, deep, meaningful healing. That's why I've been able to go as far as I have in my healing, is because I don't just work on my spiritual self. I need to work more on my physical body self, but God, I hate that part so much. But I work on the somatic piece too, though. Like, I have a background in behavior modification. So when I tell you guys, like, mind your words, watch your words, that's because there is neurolinguistic, or there's neuroplasticity in play at that point, right? So I love, that's like my favorite card ever, I think. My most favorite card ever. Keep in mind, you guys, with the cards, like, the cards don't, you can say like, yeah, that fits so good, but you need to be looking in the details of how and why it fits. Like, they gave Andrea spot on instruction on what she needs to do. They want her to build an ancestral altar, to release this stuff with it. So if it was talking about trigger work or where you're at in your healing, I think Kimberly's was talking about where she's at in her healing and which way to go and triggers and such. Really get into the details of what the card is saying. You can get guidance from it. It will tell you where to go. Mine said to, you know, release basically ego stuff regarding what I feel is my responsibility. And doing what I do, I feel a heavy responsibility. You know, yesterday I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be online posting. I haven't really posted anything today. And so I have a very severe sense of obligation with the program and with the big group. And am I doing enough in the big group when I run the program? And you know what I mean? So, and there is a lot of my thinking that centers around that, especially this time of year. You can ask Kathy, because I'm like, what can we be doing for the big group? Because we still have to support them during the holidays too. So look at your card and don't just take it at face value. Really look at what it's telling you. Look at the guidance it's giving you. Mine point blank said, like, cut that shit out, basically. Cut out that thinking. Like, stop that thought pattern. So listen to what it's telling you. If it's telling you to explore other options in healing, explore those. If it's telling you to set up, you know, I say, I know the word altar is like a spooky occult word, but all an altar is like, y'all probably have altars for your kids. If you have a shelf that has your kid's picture on it with their stuff on it, in layman's terms, that's called an altar. It's just a specifically designed area for a specific intent, is all that is. Okay. So don't let the spooky word scare you. But, and all, like with Andrea's, they're telling her to basically do a healing ritual that's no different than a burn letter, or freezing behaviors, or setting intention energetically, or cleansing energy. So look at your card and look at it in depth. Think about the picture. Kathleen LaRosa's had a lady blowing bubbles on it, and she hadn't blown bubbles, but then it occurred to her, oh yeah, the kids were blowing bubbles. Like, you can go in depth into these. Look at the number that was on it. Look at what the number added up makes. You know, mine was 24. I'd been getting 24s this week, and I was like, a message will come at some point. And then today it was like, hey, Nikki, hello, look up the number 24. So I did. So really go in depth. That's how you get a really, really good reading with oracle cards, is you don't just take it at face value and say, oh yeah, that fits. You have to then apply it, right? You have to then apply it. So you can get great, great, great guidance that way. Do you have anything to add to that, Kathy?
No, other than I have very, 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 very rarely found that the cards don't apply. They may not apply right this second, but if you kind of keep it ruminating, keep thinking about it, it will hit you. And most of the time, if they don't speak to me instantly when I pull them, then it will literally hit me with a ball of energy when it does resonate, and I will feel the energy right there. And I can honestly say I've not pulled a card at any point that's been wrong. That's not pointed out. I went to last weekend, I went to a psychic festival here in Cincinnati with a friend from my Compassionate Friends group. And I did 2 separate tarot readings with 2 separate readers in 2 totally separate areas of the building. And they each pulled 5-card spread for me from separate decks, totally different decks. And the messages from both decks were nearly identical, down to even the tarot reader using, and they didn't read out of the guidebook like I did. They have, I'm not comfortable enough doing that at this point, but these ladies do this professionally, and they both used the exact same language, same phrasing, same words, the whole 9 yards for the cards. So for me, the cards don't lie. They just don't. Spirit doesn't lie. And if you surround and protect yourself, and you call in Archangel Michael to watch over, call in your child's energy when you pull cards, you're not going to get bad messages. You're going to get hit by a truck or anything like that. It's not spirit is not going to deliver negative messages. So don't be afraid of oracle cards.
They may call you out.
Right. They
But-
may call you out, and the messages may be perceived as negative, but they're not going to give you yucky messages. Just like if you get a good medium reading with a reputable medium, you're not going to get yucky messages from spirit, because spirit isn't there to deliver nastiness.
Fear.
They may tell you truths that are uncomfortable and that you don't want to hear. And Kathy gets a lot of those. Kathy gets messages that she doesn't want to listen to, but the messages in and of themselves are always going to come from that place of pure love, because that's how spirit works.
And there's a difference between like tarot and oracle. So oracle cards are really, really easy and simple to use. Tarot is a more in-depth system. It's a great system. My granny read tarot, my dad read tarot, I read tarot. But since I have been introduced to oracle cards, I've never pulled out my tarot deck again, because tarot is very in-depth to use. Each card has a double meaning, whether it's flipped up or down or where it lays in the spread. So tarot gets a bad name because it's associated with the occult, just like a Ouija board is associated with the occult, but that's programming. Like with a Ouija board, you hear all kinds of bad things about a Ouija board, but then a person will be using an angel message board. It's the same thing as a Ouija board, guys. It's just the intent with which you're using it. That's all the difference is. A Ouija board is the exact same thing as a spirit messenger board. If you're using any deck, any tarot deck, any board, any pendulum, anything, like Kathy said, if you're surrounding, protecting, and you're working with light and the intention of light, nothing lower vibration is going to get through. So that's a big thing to always remember with divination tools, especially out there. There's a lot of hooey bluey occult type light dark information, and don't use a divination tool, the darkness is going to come in. You have to be careful who you learn from, because their belief system is going to play a part in how you go forward with your own practice. It doesn't bother me. I use divination all the time. Just in my daily life, I'll use it with books or whatever, and I'm always surrounded and protected. So I don't even give thought to any darkness, because it doesn't touch me, right? So and I have kind of a skewed belief system. I don't believe in demons and all, like, I just don't believe in that. I believe in vibrations, right? So just know that, like, when you're practicing your tools, you want to use your surround and protect. You want to be using that in your daily life anyway, though, right? Like, that's a key there. But so that's the difference between tarot and oracle. You know, Kathy said, like, those ladies have the tarot. When you buy a tarot deck, it comes with a guidebook, just like an oracle deck does. The difference is, for professional tarot readers, they're working with one deck and they've worked with it for years. So they have the meanings, they have both meanings memorized. Like, Kathy and I work with 137 different decks. So we're going to always be reading out the book, because my mind is not ever going to remember that much information. And when I do a tarot spread, which like I said, I haven't done one in years, I read from that book as well, because again, it's just so much information. So Patty, did you have a question?
Yes, I wanted to know, what is the relationship with between the intention or question and the specific message? Is it when you pull an oracle card, is it like a jumping off point, or is it really only apply to that thought?
No, it
Both.
it can both. Yeah,
Okay.
both. So, because a lot of because they're giving you general information to use in your personalization, right? So you may find that it may fit this big scope of a theme in your life, but it also may fit an instance that's happening right now, right? So it's really going to be it's going to be how you receive it and how you integrate it and how you apply it, right? Like, my message was that, basically summed up, was that I need to let go of lower based ego thoughts regarding my coaching. And I need to not only, like, Kathy will tell you, I am very, like, I have a little bit of control issues with, like, my classes, and Kathy's all the time like, Nikki, let's rebrand this and let's do that. And I'm like, yeah, my way. Because, like, the other night she was like, Nikki, let's think about me teaching you how to do the reoccurring Zoom link. And I said, I'm not learning this right now. I'm gonna do it my way, So in that, Patricia, like, they're saying, hey, why don't you loosen up and let Kathy help you, because you don't have to do it on your own, and she's going to show you an easier way to do it. So in that instance, I can apply it there, but I can also apply it to behavior patterns that I have. That's like, yeah, I'm not gonna ask for help. I'm not gonna, like, other behavior patterns that I have in my own shadow work that I do. So Kathy's right. It's absolutely both. It's absolutely both.
So if you had a certain person or relationship in mind, but it applies to somebody completely different, that is okay.
It is. And what happens is, you're going to use your intuition to receive. So as you're getting your card read and this person pops in your mind, likely that is the intent in that time, where the focus needs to be. But as you're moving through it and you're like, this person pops into mind, there are probably actual or similar behavior patterns that you engage with both people. So at that point, you've spread it open and you can start to see behavior patterns that are happening, that are allowing both these people to do what they're doing with you. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
and it also may prompt you to look more fully at the situation you had in mind. You may have been thinking about one certain aspect of a relationship, or one certain situation with the person you were thinking about, but they're bringing out something over here that you hadn't really paid any attention to because it's routine, or you were focused over here, so your attention wasn't over here where it really should be. And it may be just a little bit of a nudge to kind of stop and take a look fully around, to make sure that it's not that you might have been asking about A, but B also applies. So you might want to look over here too.
And
Okay.
ultimately, they'll point you to look at yourself because ultimately, A and B are players in it, but you're the person that is working it. So a card
Mhm.
will ultimately guide you to look at your own behaviors, whether you're sitting in patterns of behavior that are allowing that kind of behavior to be contrast for you, patterns of thinking, things of that nature. So always be mindful, like with your card, and they were like distrust and dishonesty and that they may be nudging you to take a look at the situations, but ultimately they're also nudging you to look within, like what's going on that's allowing these to be major players, like, behavior players in your life. So, because you're the only control you have is your behavior, your thoughts, how you
Mhm.
receive, how you set boundaries, that sort of thing. So you want to make sure you don't take a card and you put off the meaning onto somebody else, even though it seems like that's what the card is saying, because you also have to introspect and look at what part you're playing in it. Ultimately, that's what a tarot, that's what any reading is going to lend to you is insight into self.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So it's not only distrust of outside, it's distrust of maybe my own instincts and
absolutely.
things. Yes.
Absolutely. So yeah. So they're super expansive. They seem very general, but once you
Mhm.
really dive into it and kind of deconstruct it, they can be very expansive messages that are brought through. That's what I
Mm.
love about it, because when we do a reading and people are like, "Oh, well that fits." Well, how does it fit? How does it fit for you? How does it fit for your situation? Where, like, you have to get into
Mhm.
the nuances of it to get the message all the way received. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's certainly not a one and done. I think
Definitely not.
we have to take a look at it, and as you go through time, review it to say,
Yeah,
where does it apply? It may not be apparent immediately.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a
Mhm.
great question. Does anybody else have questions?
Thank you.
Yeah, Debbie, you're welcome, Patty. You're muted, sister. Hit unmute, unmute,
Sorry.
unmute. You're okay.
Okay. So this is my first time having a reading like this with the oracle card. And oracle card is really something new to me. I just recently attracted to it, but I don't know nothing about this uh kind of reading. I'm just interested to it, looking at Amazon, never buy one yet, but thinking about it. And what I'm grateful is today in our reading, I keep saying the number 22, which is Matthew's age when he crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, which I'm grateful. It's like he's letting me know that he is here. And not long after my reading done, one of his light fell down the carpet. I don't know how it happens. I didn't touch it. Nothing happened. It's like he letting me know, Mom, I'm here.
Yep, that's
I'm right
exactly
here.
it. That's
And then
exactly it.
the question that I asked through this reading today is I've been drawn to move to Belize. So my
Mhm.
husband and I have been talking about moving when we retire in 4 years or so, and Belize come to my mind, but our mind. So this is the question that I asked today is like I feel like Matthew drawing me to move there. So I said, is this the right country that we have to move? And I have to bring Brian, my younger son, with us. So I don't know if it is a yes or no through this reading, but I have the essence that no matter where I move, my home is not here on earth. My original home is up there. So I feel like no matter where you move, you will find your
Exactly.
home. Is that correct? I just want to make
Yep.
sure that I read it correctly.
I think so. And Debbie, when the time is right, they'll let you know. I'm a firm believer. Um, they'll let you know which direction to go. I moved to Florida because Leaf, after he died, told me to move to Florida. So I'd only seen the ocean twice. I'd only been to the coast twice. I grew up in a small town in the middle of the United States in Southwest Missouri. And he told me that. And I went home and told my partner, like, pack up, we're moving. We didn't have the money to move. We didn't have the means. We didn't have a place to live, but we did it anyway. Kathy's been being nudged for 2 years, even though she argues with it. So when the time is right, they'll let you know. And I hope they let you know that you're supposed to take Nikki with you, because I'll live myself in some Belize. But they will
Yeah.
let you know, and he is letting
Okay.
you know. And that's a good point, guys. Look at your number, look at the picture on your card, look at the colors on your card. Look, like, take discount nothing, because literally every single piece of that card could lead you into another piece of a message. You know what I mean? Don't just be like, oh, that is so pretty. Look, like, what is it? Does the color matter to you? Is there something with the number? Is, you know what I mean? And Leaf turned 24 this year. So I just yesterday, I was like, I guess he's just sending me 24s because he turned 24 this year. But there was a deeper meaning to that number that I needed to look up. So that's what I did. You have to be open and willing to go down the path of what they're trying to tell you, right? And discount nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what interests me when I look at the picture, like a mermaid, something inside the seashell. It's like the home inside you. That's what I feel. It's like no matter where you're going to live, the home is inside you. So
Absolutely.
I don't know, but I'm still confused on the first explanation. It says to regroup with my root. I don't know what it is, because in my questions, I should I go home to Bali, where I'm from, my country yet? I don't know. It's like still confused me a little on that. Yeah.
Well, and it could even be talking about like your energetic roots. So maybe they're talking about grounding. Maybe they're talking about
Okay.
maybe they're talking about right now, be where you are to heal instead of making
Mm-hmm.
plans to go somewhere else, and they'll guide you into that. There could be a number of different things.
Okay.
Right. And don't discount, Debbie, that your fairy was a mermaid in a seashell.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
So
Okay.
that's pretty Belize-y.
Right.
Says come to the beach,
Uh-huh.
Debbie.
Right. I was naked. My bikini.
well,
Yep,
and
that's
that's
All
right.
right.
that's what you guys need to be doing,
Okay.
is take each part and see, like, what does this mean, what is it telling me, and then go through it and use your intuition, right? Use your spirit self to figure that out, and keep letting it guide you. So
Thank
good
you.
stuff. Does
Yeah.
anybody else have questions? Okay, so we're going to do something a little bit different for closing today. Instead of me closing us out, what I want you guys to do as soon as we get offline, I want you to practice on your own, because it's really easy to do with all of us together. But my goal is to get each of you doing it daily on your own. So this is an assignment, is I want you to surround and protect, cut cords, and call your power back as soon as we get off of here. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk about what that looked like for you, because I want you to get used to practicing it on your own. It does not have to be the same verbiage that I use. I use different verbiage sometimes every single Zoom, and sometimes I use the same. It doesn't have to be perfect verbiage, because it's the intent. So I want you to practice doing it on your own. Okay. And then tomorrow, we're going to report back in coaching how that went. All right. I want to know how your visualization went. I also want you to get a feel of how it feels when you don't have the collective energy of all of us doing it at once versus the collective energy when we do it together. I want you guys to start getting an idea of what different energies feel like. Like Kathy, she pulled the card that said the heavy energy in the room versus the light energy in the room. I want you guys to get really aware of not just that, but like the subtle nuances of energy of when we're together, or when you're doing your work alone, or just however it shows up in your life. Okay, so that is your assignment, is to do the closeout energy work on your own. And then tomorrow, we're going to report back with how it went. I want to know if you could visualize more when you were doing it on your own privately, um, versus when we do it together. I want to know what the energy felt like. In fact, I'll probably make a post today for you guys to report back how it went today. Okay. That way you have it fresh in your mind. All right. So that is the assignment. And then we meet tomorrow at 6:30. We're going to just talk about spirit connection and process, kind of deconstruct Thanksgiving emotion, talk about the holiday kid gift exchange, and get ready to move into December, guys. One down, one to go. Okay?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, ladies, I will see you tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. We'll see Kathy tomorrow evening. And other than that, self-care today, recharge, ground, do all your things, and I will see you tomorrow.
See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Thank you a
And
lot.
Bye,
thank
thanks.
Thanks,
Thank you.
ladies.
thank
Thanks.
you,
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Katie.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Kathy,
Bye.
for reading for us too. I forgot
Yes,
to
thank
say
you.
that.
Oh,
you.
my pleasure. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.